her? Do you have any problems in terms of you're feeling close to her and you're feeling loving toward her and you're being open about your feelings toward her?
No, I am slightly nervous with her because of my feelings towards her. I don't know how far I should express them because of our age.
What do you mean?
It's social pressure that says 18-year-olds are not supposed to be in love. And I've been told this by my parents and her parents. And,
I mean, I must say I have to take exception to that. I think 18-year-olds not only are in love, but probably should be in love. That's not the issue. The question is not whether 18-year-olds should be in love. The question is whether 18-year-olds should form a permanent relationship with each other and go on to get married. That's the question. How do you feel about it with Rebekah?
I would like to form a very strong relationship and eventually get married.
When?
We have decided on when we are through with college, which for me would be about 4 years. And if we are still together and still as much in love, it would be a good time. We have finally settled into a good job that we can work at.
All right, let's stop and have Rebekah come and join us.
If you'd like to talk about a problem in your relationship and you live in or plan to visit Southern California, send your name and telephone number to Couples, Box 500, Los Angeles, California, 90028. We might be able to help you, and in sharing your difficulties, you might help other viewers in a similar situation.
You're having some difficulty in getting close to Bob and allowing yourself to let go a little bit because you're looking for something that you can't find somewhere. You're looking all over the place. You're sniffing everywhere.
That
everywhere.
hurts.
Huh?
That
Who are you
hurts.
looking for?
I don't know.
You don't? You don't know who that is that you're looking for? Who is it?
That dog that's going to bite me.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. That's who you're looking for, that little dog that's going to bite you. You want the love of your father.
Well, that's impossible.
Okay, but you haven't given up on it. You
No,
haven't
I'm not
given
one
up
to
on
give
it.
up.
It's floating around right here. You brought your dad here today.
Oh,
Floating
yeah.
around here, right here. Okay, that's one thing you want.
Always do, wherever I go.
That's right, wherever you go. The other thing you want is something from this man over here, this young man. You want something from him. You want him to be a person with you and love you, and be open with you and tell you who he is.
Yeah, I want someone to be honest.
One of the things, a little practical suggestion for you, you want something from him, ask him specifically for what you want. Things like, I want you to put your arms around me and hold me and tell me that you love me. What do you want
But I get
specifically
angry when he
from-
does that.
Ah, why is that? Tell him.
I don't know. You tell me you love me very often. And if you notice, there's times when I just can't answer you. And it's not that I don't love you. It's just, there's got to be a catch. You don't give something without wanting to take something. My father.
Well, you just turned, you see how you, bam, you just turned into her father. That's correct. All right, now turn him back into Bob. Now talk to Bob, not to your father. Tell Bob what you want from him, not your father. Your father's not, let's get him out of the room here for a while.
I don't know. He's fine then. He's...
You need to do some work on getting rid of this impossible dream, this quest that you have inside of you. One very, very practical suggestion that I would make, if you have male friends, then everything is out in the open. Everything is out in the open. You tell Bob everything. Everything. When you see him, who he is, and you don't try to stop her from seeing those people. That's like telling her she can't have her dream,
Which I can't.
which she can't. You bring that into reality, and you tell him everything about these people. It's John. He lives down the block. I went and talked to him. We read 3 poems today. And you know what? It didn't work. And it won't work. And pretty soon all these people disappear. Because they don't exist to begin with. It's like being jealous of smoke. But you need help in working that through. You can be very, very helpful to her by being understanding, sensitive, caring, and by understanding what's going on. Don't get mad at her because she's trying to find something she can't find. Help her to see she can't find it. If you have any chance of finding it, it's with your father. And even then, you know what? You may not be able to find it. You may have to give it up like the rest of us, who have to give up things that we can't have from another time in another place. But you can have that man right over there. That guy, look at him. You can have him.
Yeah. I want his approval. I want him to say, pat me on the back and say, I'm proud of you. You're doing good. You are ambitious. You are getting somewhere.
Who are you talking about now?
My dad.
That's right.
But it gets a little tiring when you're the only person that pats yourself on the back.
I'll pat you on the back. I think you're terrific. What do you think of that? I think your father is so lucky to have you as a daughter. I would be proud if you were my daughter. You can get it from me.
She won't look at
You
me.
can get it from him. He'll tell you that. Stop looking for it where you can't get it. Look for it where you can get it.
Sound familiar?
Second opinion.
Did you take the words right out of my mouth, or did I take the words right out of your mouth?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, we've
Good.
had many a conversation about this, and I've never listened. I've always ended up getting angry. It's my dad. Can't stop that.
I don't want to stop you from having your father. I would join you in any effort that you could to have your father in any way that would be good for you. What I'm opposed to is trying to find something you can't have.
So then what you're saying is that void, that lack that I'm having, is not necessarily the poetry, the classical music,
That's right. There's all the the world is full of poetry. The world is full of classical
yeah, I think
music.
I've collected it in my bedroom.
The world is full of, I collect poetry too. The world is full of flowers. You can have all of that, and you can have him. But you can't have the impossible. Give it up. And it will take a while, though. Don't expect it to go away tomorrow.
So,
But that hurts.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure.
A failure? A failure? How are you a failure?
If you can't even make your own father love you, how do you expect anyone else to?
It's your father, it's not you. That's what happens to little girls, and then they become big girls and young women like you. They feel it's their fault, that you're a bad girl, and that's why he doesn't love you. No, that's not true. Your father's a person apart from you, and he has problems, things that are going on inside of him. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. It really isn't. It feels that way, and it felt that way when you were young. And that's why you keep going back. If you could somehow be better, stronger, get more of an education, do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's his problem, and you know what? It's his loss. It's his loss.
If it's his loss, then how come I'm the one that feels the pain?
Because you want something desperately. The pain will ultimately pass. It will, if you face it head on and bring all those fantasies into this relationship. And don't fight her on those things, but understand it. And then your relationship will grow. You're both very special.
I kind of think he is.
Give her a big hug and kiss. Okay, let's stop. This session is a powerful and universal example of what happens when we didn't get what we need from one or both of our parents. That can happen in all kinds of ways, and when it does, the search for what's missing becomes a part of the living present. Rebekah treats many people like they're her father, including Bob. She probably will need psychotherapy to deal with this problem. Bob can be very helpful by first understanding and accepting her feelings, and secondly, by allowing her room to explore in order to work things out. He can think of specific and practical ways to show her she's special and he cares about her. I must emphasize that for some time to come, she will fight this. Ultimately, his strength and his love will win. I'll be right back with a brief update on a previous couples session. In case 554, Pat was concerned that her 18-year-old daughter, Carmela, was growing up too fast. Pat realized she could not hold on to Carmela forever, but she was reluctant to let go before more of a bond had been established between the two of them. Judith Sargent of Alhambra, California, was one of many viewers who wrote us about that session. She says, "The problems that Pat and Carmela had in dealing with one another are very common. I know. I have a 24-year-old son that I love very much, but had to let go. Did Pat ever let Carmela go?" Pat did let Carmela go, but the separation was not without pain. One of Pat's greatest fears was realized when Carmela moved in with her boyfriend. Although Pat admits she isn't pleased with the situation, she's trying to understand it and says that each day gets a little easier for her. She adds that Carmela is now officially on her own. We'll keep in touch with Pat and Carmela and let you know how they're doing. I'm Dr. Walter Brockelmans. Please join us again on Couples.
If you would like to appear on Couples or share your opinions with Dr. Brockelmans about today's session, our address is Couples, Box 500, Los Angeles, California, 90028. Please include your telephone number if you wish to appear on the program. Couples was edited for broadcast.
Letters submitted for Dr. Brockelman's consideration become the property of the producer of Couples and will not be returned. In submitting a letter, you acknowledge that your letter may be read on the air and discussed and that your name may be used.